I know basketball is over, but it was kind of a March Madness for your golf team.
Yeah, it was a busy time for us. It started with spring break, and we had great practice down in the Naples area. Went up and played a very difficult field at the Schenkel, and then we were on to Florida Atlantic's tournament, and then right after that down to Baton Rouge to battle some more SEC teams at LSU. I think we grew up a lot as a team. We were just tired at the end of March. A lot of travel, the fatigue of school, and just the difficult golf courses. And LSU presented one of the biggest challenges as far as a golf course the entire year.
Probably not the outcomes that you would have liked, but you did in one of those tournaments at the spring break invitational set at least the season low for your team score.
Yeah, we had a couple of really outstanding performances, individually, and a couple of really good rounds. And fortunately, on college golf, at the end of the 54-hole tournament, one bad 18 holes can really kind of decide your fate. And at both of those, at the Schenkel and LSU, moving from third place to seventh place in the matter of 18 to 20 holes is kind of a tough pill to swallow, but I think it kind of has re-energized us in practice, and I look forward to our work headed into the Iowa tournament.
So now we're in April. You haven't played in about 10 days. Do you think that was good for the team after the month of March?
I think so. We needed to get back to some of our fundamentals. We needed to get back to our great practice facility at Tom Lehman Center, and because of that, I think that we have grown together as a team, knowing that it takes all five on the road to kind of put together a good team score. And getting back to our great greens here in Minnesota, the weather's been great. We just can't wait to get to the next event.
Can you talk a little bit about your leader, Eric Van Rooyen? I know he had a third place finish at LSU. He's just been consistent all year.
He has. Eric is tremendous. Eric's a leader. He also he's great at following what our coaching staff really has set out for the team as far as goals. He's a great listener. He's just a sponge, and he's a fun player to be around. He's a player that every coach wants on their team. Every coach wants to coach Eric Van Rooyen, and I think his driving, his iron play, and his putting has just kind of been taken up a notch this year, and his rankings show it.
He has led you in all but two tournaments this year. He's leading you in stroke average as well. What does he need to do to, I guess, take that next level to be kind of a national, to be talked about as one of those guys nationally?
Yeah, I think last week was a big step for him at the LSU event, leading going into the last round after 36 holes at a grueling golf course under tough conditions, and he was playing against a field comprised of 8 or 10 players in the top 75 in the country, and that's where I see him as a player. And because of that, I think going into the last round, knowing that he had the lead, that was a tough time for him. I mean, that was a very nervous situation, and I think he learned a lot from it. He bogeyed through his first 4 holes, and he came back with a great performance on the last 14 holes, where he could have easily let the tournament slip away. And being 1 under in his last 14 holes with 13 other pars, that was tremendous, and he took that into practice this week, and we just sharpened up a couple parts of his game that really needed it, and now his bunker play is back to where he can compete for a title every single week.
Final regular season event this weekend at the Hawkeye Invitational. 6 Big Ten teams down there, including one of the highest ranked teams in the Big Ten in Iowa.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that we only have this tournament and then the Big Ten championship left in our regular season. And Iowa's obviously a formidable opponent. We played them last week in LSU, and they ended up losing to the eventual champions LSU by 1 on their home course. So Iowa's certainly going to be good this week at their home course at Finkbine. The other Big Ten teams, I feel like we proved it down at the Big Ten match play that we can play with any of these teams, having finished second. And I look for us to have a really, an outstanding performance, and our lineup is going to be solidified after today's last qualifying round. We could have a few new fresh faces in there, but they're all hungry to have a good team performance.